Okay, so Donald Trump is having a fit right now. He's just decided to end all trade talks with Canada last night on Truth Social. And it's because Canada is running some ads all through the United States. And I think that they have a plan in Ontario. Doug Ford has this plan. He's the premier of Ontario. He has a plan to like spend $75 million running ads about the trade tariffs and everything, and barriers to trade between Canada and the United States. And basically, they have a little ad that's like about a minute long that uses Ronald Reagan and his real radio address. And it basically talks about the effect of tariffs, and it talks about how he imposed tariffs on like Japan, and then he kind of clarifies that those tariffs were wrong and all the horrible things that it is for Americans and whatever. So it looks really sleek, and it's going to educate Americans about the tariffs and how it's bad for their economy and it's bad for Canada too. So Donald Trump went nuclear on Truth Social last night after he watched this, and he was like, "We've got to end all trade talks with Canada." And I don't know why they have the Prime Minister of Canada in here when it really should be the Premier, Doug Ford, in Ontario, because it's his ad. But you can look at it yourself. This is off of Al Jazeera, but they literally do have a link to the original radio address. And in Al Jazeera, they say that they used the real radio address. They didn't manipulate the words or anything. They might have cut and pasted a couple pieces together, but it's still the same content from the radio address from Ronald Reagan that they used. So this is what Donald Trump had to say on True Social. Based on their egregious behavior, all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated. So you know that he's screaming. Well, he's got it all in all caps there. And yeah, basically this part of the story goes into what the ad looks like and how it's like about a minute long, but how it works to explain to Americans the effect of tariffs and the known effect of tariffs that were done in the time of Ronald Reagan, and how they still work the same way now, and how it's going to affect those Americans by limiting trade between Canada and the United States. Oh my gosh. Because basically, this is what Ronald Reagan says. Over the long term, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer, and so on. And he goes on and on and on. I thought it was pretty clever. But I guess that's not something that Donald Trump wants to hear right now.